A community green initiative refers to a collective effort within a community to promote environmental sustainability. Like I've earlier said, this green initiative is a collective effort of individuals living in a particular community. Like if you want this particular community to be clean, is your collective responsibility. Is my correct collective responsibility as well. Say for example, we can have a designated place where we keep our waste materials. So it's not you putting yours in a particular place and myself putting mine in a particular place. We in the community can have an agreed place where our waste product or waste materials or unused things can be kept. And therefore, this serves as a collective effort. That is why you see some government parastatal or government organizations set up a place or even buy vans to collect our waste item. This is after you and I must have kept our own waste item in a particular place. The government will play their own role in picking all these things from the designated place we've assigned and take it to one big pit where they can minimize it and where they can recycle some of this waste. So, and that is why we said is a collective effort and it's a collective responsibility. The goal is to enhance the overall environmental health of the community and contribute to a broader global sustainability objective. This goal is to enhance the overall environmental health of the community. They didn't say is to enhance the environmental health of Cyril Ajibolade or the health of Gloria Oluchi or the health of Adedayo. They said what? The environmental health of the whole world community. That means everyone living in this community is prone to have what? A good health. Key features of community green initiatives may include the local engagement, environmental conservation, sustainable practices, and education and awareness. Like I explained the other time, community green initiatives involve the active participation and collaboration of community members. That is to say, you and I, prince and queens, king and kings, everybody has a role to play in this community green initiative if we want the community to be good, to be habitable for everyone living in the community. So it's a collective responsibility, as I've said. Environmental conservation initiative often target specific environmental concerns such as biodiversity loss, water and air quality, waste management, energy efficiency, and conservation of natural resources. This environmental conservation has a vital role to play. Water and air quality, like I use pollution as an example. If our environment is being polluted, can we live there comfortably? This is a question to you and I. If our waters are not treated well, Can we take them for drinking? So these are some of the effects on environmental conservation. If we don't conserve our water, they are not good for drinking. If we continue to pollute the air, can we live or take in or breathe in fresh air? The answer is no. Sustainable practices. Community may adopt sustainable practices in areas such as energy consumption, waste reduction, transportation, and land use planning. This can involve the promotion of renewable energy, recycling programs, and the development of green spaces. Education and awareness. Community green initiatives often include the educational component to raise awareness about environmental issues, their impact on the community, and the importance of sustainable living. This may involve workshops, seminars, and outreach programs. Like I've earlier said, these environmental challenges, they have a great impact on us, and the impact on communities is always great because it costs us more than what we plan sometimes. So this is why the government and some organizations have put in place to create some awareness. Sometimes these are represented by diagrams where we can easily see. There are some places where the government will say, do not what? Do not urinate here. There are some places government will tell you, do not drop dirties here. So these are like creating awareness and symposium to us that this place are not meant for this particular thing. It shows when you look around, you will get some designated places for all these things. Like when you see do not urinate here, it shows the place is not designated for what? Urinating. Do not drop any dirty here. It is an awareness that this place is not a what? A waste bin. If you look around, you will see there will be a particular place where you can drop your dirty. So government and organizations sometimes create what? Seminars. That is where you see those working on what? Environmental, they have a body anyway. Environmental sanitation and some other bodies. These people move around once in a while to control how waste are being controlled, how waste are being collected, and how they can properly be managed. Collaboration with local businesses. Initiatives may encourage local businesses to adopt eco-friendly practices and sustainable business models. This could include reducing waste, using environmentally friendly products, or implementing energy efficient technology. Community gardens and green space. Creating and maintaining community gardens and green spaces can be part of a green initiative. These spaces not only contribute to environmental sustainability but also promote community bonding and well-being. Policy advocacy. Community may work together to advocate for environmentally friendly policies at the local government level. This could involve supporting regulations that promote sustainability, green building standard, or conservation measures. Like I've earlier said, there are some policies that are being enacted by the government, be it the local government or state government. I will use Nigeria as a case study in this matter, where government fixed some particular days all across the nation that environmental should be what? Conducted. Mostly what? Last Saturday of every month. These are some of the things we are explaining here as government bringing out policies and enacting laws as to control waste and how to clean up the society as to reduce what? Pollution. Community Green Initiative. Example of successful Community Green Initiative. Community green initiatives are diverse and can take many forms, depending on the specific environmental challenges faced by the community and the interest and resources of its members. Details of these initiatives often depend on the active involvement and commitment of community members, local businesses, and government support. Like I've earlier said, there are so many challenges faced by different communities. Some, it could be as a result of climatic change. Some problems associated with climatic change depends on the weather, depends on the climate, depend on the environment where these challenges occur. Like in Nigeria and some other African countries, we have drought. This is where water becomes scarce. So these are some of the challenges faced by, this is what I meant by community green initiative are diverse and can take many forms. So it could be of different type. Some of the challenges faced in the Western world, where their weather is far different, where they have things like 9 months of winter, could be different from other African countries where they have 9 months of dry weather. So we have different type of challenges facing each community. So that is why I said it takes many forms depending on specific environmental challenges faced by the community and the interest and resources of its members. Numerous successful green initiatives have been implemented worldwide, showcasing various approaches to environmental sustainability and community engagement. Here are a few examples. We have some countries, Curitiba in Brazil, integrated urban planning. Just like what I was trying to explain the other time using Nigeria as a case study. These are some other instances. Curitiba is often cited for its successful urban planning initiatives. This city implemented an integrated public transportation system, emphasizing buses over individual cars, which has helped reduce traffic congestion and air pollution. Additionally, Curitiba has invested in green spaces and recycling program, contributing to a more sustainable and a livable urban environment. This particular place, as we can see, the what? The emphasizes over buses, over individuals' car. Then at this point, they what? Tends to reduce traffic congestion and air pollution. We have so many other individual cars who do bring out smoke, thereby leading to what? Environmental pollution. But in this kind of situation, the government of this place put in place buses that are well managed, that smokes don't come out. Even if smokes come out, is what? Reduced to minimum. Places like Copenhagen in Denmark. Cycling infrastructure. Copenhagen has become a global model for promoting cycling as a sustainable mode of transportation. The city invested in extensive cycling infrastructure, including dedicated bike lanes and bike sharing program. As a result, a large percentage of the population uses bicycle for daily commuting, reducing the air pollution and traffic congestion. Like this place, Copenhagen in Denmark, we were told what? They use a lot of bike. We don't even use fuels. So in this place, smokes and other things can be reduced. Bhutan, carbon neutral pledge. Bhutan, carbon neutral pledge. Bhutan is known for its commitment to environmental conservation and sustainability. The country has pledged to remain carbon neutral and has implemented policies to maintain a balance between economic growth and environmental protection. Bhutan's constitution even mandates that at least 60% of the country's total land area must be maintained under forest cover. Just like I was explaining the other time concerning deforestation and afforestation, where in some countries, every wood standing or log of wood standing has been cut down without replacement. And I told you from our basic elementary studies, where we were told that human being releases what? Carbon dioxide, and we're taking oxygen. So likewise the plant, they're taking what? Carbon dioxide and releases oxygen, which there is an exchange with human. So this is what this country is trying to balance, where what? The 60% of their country's total land area must be maintained under forest cover. This is promoting what? Afforestation. So we have other places that has put some things in place, but we cannot keep measuring them and mentioning everyone. Like Freiburg in Germany, renewable energy and sustainable living. Freiburg is recognized for its commitment to renewable energy and sustainable living. The city has invested in solar energy projects, implementing energy efficient building standards, and promoted eco-friendly transportation. Freiburg's residents actively participate in sustainable practices, contributing to the city's reputation and as an environmental leader. Like I told you, we have some countries that has used some of these natural resources, which some of the other countries counted to be waste. They have been renewable energies, like some aspect of life, some aspect of waste, where we're made to know that some of our waste are being recycled in order to get renewable energy. Some of these renewable energies are manufactured from our waste, like feces and some other waste. We have some of these renewable energies that are manufactured from decays of some raw materials to generate energy. So these are some of the things Freeburg and Germany are trying to work upon as to have a what? Sustainable living. Costa Rica, renewable energy leadership. Costa Rica has made a remarkable progress in using renewable energy source. The country's electricity grid is powered mainly by hydropower, wind, and geothermal energy. Costa Rica has set ambitious goals for carbon neutrality and continues to invest in renewable energy products. Like I've said, majority of some of what we called or we term to be waste are what some of these Western countries or some of these countries are trying to what? Work upon to make renewable energy. Like water, some of them now find it easy to generate what? Their power from water. Wind, which they got what? As a free natural resources. We don't actually pay for what? For wind. It's free all over the world. They tap into this and what? And they are now using it as what? As to create a renewable energy. So, we'll be talking about San Francisco in USA. Zero waste goal. San Francisco has set an ambitious goal of achieving zero waste. Zero waste. The city has implemented comprehensive recycling and compositing program, as well as initiatives to reduce single-use plastic. San Francisco's efforts have significantly diverted waste from landfills, contributing to a more sustainable waste management practices. Like I told you, some of the things you and I said to be waste, like our Coca-Cola bottle and other plastic materials we use after consumption and we dispose. This is what San Francisco is what? Is using now as its basic source of raw materials. Now they are encouraging or discouraging single-use plastic where plastic can be reused. And therefore this can what? Reduce the level or the height of waste from landfill. So I think we've mentioned enough of some of these places where renewable energies are created and where waste has been reduced. So we can move further to some aspect of other aspect of it. This example demonstrates that successful green initiative can take various forms, from urban planning and transportation to renewable energy adoption and waste reduction. Each initiative reflects a commitment to sustainability and a recognition of the importance of balancing environmental and social and economic consideration. What is sustainable practices? Sustainable practice refers to the actions and behavior that aims to meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. I've earlier explained this during the first course of this lecture. These practices are characterized by an awareness of the environmental, social, and economic impact of human activity, and they seek to minimize negative effects while promoting long-term well-being. Sustainable practices can be applied in various aspects of life, business, and society. Here are some examples. Like I have explained, renewable energy, energy efficiency, waste reduction, and recycling. I've already talked about all this. Renewable energy, where some of these waste products are being renewed to what? To generate a new product. It could be renewable energy. It could be other things molded into other things. Energy efficiency and waste reduction and recycling. I've even explained this where I talked about San Francisco using plastic or encouraging reusable plastics as to reduce what? Lot of landfill of plastic all around the community. So, conservation of biodiversity, responsible sourcing and supply chain management, green building practices, transport alternatives. I've as well talked about this where a particular country or a city in another country make use of buses over individual cars as to reduce what? Traffic congestion on the way and to reduce the pollution emanating from all these cars like smoke and other air pollution. Education and awareness. I've explained this where government and other individuals or agencies or organizations create awareness using some diagrams and some pictures, pictorial to explain some of the things they are talking about. Don't put refuse here, don't generate here. They design different diagrams to speak all this. These are awareness and it creates a kind of educational awareness to people. As don't put debris here, don't generate here, don't do this here. So, they even scare away people with fines. They tell you, you're gonna pay 10,000 pounds, 10,000 euros if you do this here. This is to create awareness and to caution people as to maintaining what? A sustainable environment. Fair trade practices. So supporting fair trade products and companies that patronize fair wages, safe working conditions, and environmental sustainability in their production processes. Community engagement involving communities in decision-making processes, encouraging local initiative and fostering a sense of responsibility and stewardship for the environment contribute to sustainable community development. I think I've almost explained this where I said everybody needs to be involved in all this community decision making and both. That's why I speak about king, queen, you and I. It's a collective responsibility, community engagement. Everybody needs to be part of this development as to have a what? A healthy economy, a healthy community that you and I can live in comfortably. Individual and household sustainable practices. Examples. Individual and household sustainable practices. Individual, still meaning you and I and our household. What can we do to have a consideration? What is sustainable practices? Sustainable practice refers to the actions and behavior that aims to meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. I've earlier explained this during the first course of this lecture. These practices are characterized by an awareness of the environmental, social, and economic impact of human activity, and they seek to minimize negative effects while promoting long-term well-being. Sustainable practices can be applied in various aspects of life, business, and society. Here are some examples. Like I have explained, renewable energy, energy efficiency, waste reduction, and recycling. I've already talked about all this. Renewable energy, where some of these waste products are being renewed to what? To generate a new product. It could be renewable energy. It could be other things molded into other things. Energy efficiency and waste reduction and recycling. I've even explained this where I talked about San Francisco using plastic or encouraging reusable plastics as to reduce what? Lot of landfill of plastic all around the community. So, conservation of biodiversity, responsible sourcing and supply chain management, green building practices, transport alternatives. I've as well talked about this where a particular country or a city in another country make use of buses over individual car as to reduce what? Traffic congestion on the way and to reduce the pollution emanating from all these cars like smoke and other air pollution. Education and awareness. I've explained this where government and other individuals or agencies or organizations create awareness using some diagrams and some pictures, pictorial to explain some of the things they are talking about. Don't put refuse here, don't urinate here. They design different diagrams to speak all this. These are awareness and it creates a kind of educational awareness to people. As don't put debris here, don't urinate here, don't do this here. Some, they even scare away people with fines. They tell you, you're gonna pay 10,000 pounds, 10,000 euros if you do this here. This is to create awareness and to caution people as to maintaining what? A sustainable environment. Fair trade practices. So supporting fair trade products and companies that patronize fair wages, safe working conditions, and environmental sustainability in their production processes. Community engagement involving communities in decision-making processes, encouraging local initiative and fostering a sense of responsibility and stewardship for the environment contribute to sustainable community development. I think I've almost explained this where I said everybody needs to be involved in all this community decision making and both. That's why I speak about king, queen, you and I. It's a collective responsibility, community engagement. Everybody needs to be part